Flirting is not a benign, innocent act. It's, I don't know, sexual undertones, overtones, whatever. It's just not an innocent thing. And I've always felt that way. I just don't think that when you are in a relationship, whether you are married or whether it's just some long-term thing, if you've made a commitment to another person, the whole flirting thing is just, it's an inappropriate activity. And I don't know, it's also it's very disrespectful to the person that you're with. I can't remember a time that I haven't felt that way. And certainly when I have committed to someone else, that's one of the ground rules that I live by. I mean, I haven't really sat down ever that I can recall, not even with my most recent ex. I don't think that we ever sat down and had a conversation where, thou shalt not flirt kind of thing, which just isn't conducive to a long-term healthy relationship. In my mind, I've never been the flirty type. I don't know, maybe it's insecurities, maybe it's a fear of rejection. It's probably some of those things. I mean, all of us have insecurities. I don't give a damn who we are or what our station in life is. Most people have insecurities of some sort, and I'm certainly not a stranger to that. Flirting oftentimes leads to cheating, infidelity, the whole disloyalty thing, because there's a sexual current there, right? I mean, if you're flirting with some guy or some girl at work, and that's where a lot of these things happen, you do it a little today, a little tomorrow, and before you know it, you're checked in at the local hotel. Not that that's ever happened to me, of course, but Um, and it just, I don't know, like I said, I just don't do it. I don't do it. I don't think it's the right thing to do. And if you wouldn't do it in front of your partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you got going on, if you wouldn't do it in front of them, then, doing it off camera, behind the scenes, there's something wrong with that. You shouldn't be doing it. One of the things within the last couple of years of my dying relationship, my marriage, and it was with the one that I call the Ghost Rider. My ex was riding this guy back and forth. Well, no pun intended, but he didn't have a car and we had some other issues. Was flirting going on there as well. Uh, my ex was just sort of all up in his grill, and I'm going to call him Peter. He was all into his business. I didn't think that that was appropriate given my ex's position, right? God knows it wouldn't be appropriate at my job, but anyway, they were getting closer and closer kind of thing. And my my ex was very flirtatious, not in front of me, of course. I didn't find this out until I had to dig, right? He had given me the pin to his phone at one point, and I had gotten so uncomfortable with the things that were going on because keep in mind, I was being deprived of intimacy and basic human affection for, I don't know, 8 to 10 years of the relationship, almost entirely during that period. So that coupled with this flirting thing and this newfound friendship and the constant riding back and forth to work. I wasn't all that concerned about it initially, but the more that things progressed, the more concerned I got about it. And it was Peter this, Peter that, Peter, 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 right? I mean, all the time. My ex came in one day and he said, "What would you think about me buying a motorcycle?" And I was like, "Hell no," but I'm very much opposed to motorcycles. What can I tell you? My stepbrother died in a horrific motorcycle accident on the BW Parkway in Maryland. Um, Let me see, that would have been probably 2008, 2009 time frame, 2007 maybe. But it was some time ago. And he was riding to work, and I don't know, some elderly man apparently fell asleep at the wheel and came across I think there's a big grass median there on the BW Parkway. And he came across and hit my stepbrother, and he and his bike went sprawling into rush hour traffic, at which point, of course, his body was run over by all of the motorists. It's so horrifying. I can't even imagine that happening. I mean, I was absolutely in total disagreement with that possibility. And there was, admittedly, part of it was because of this whole thing with Peter, right? And I felt threatened there because, again, there's nothing going on at home, right? Nothing, nothing, just about almost nothing. And then there's this whole thing, and it just didn't feel comfortable to me at all. There was a point there that he loaned this individual. Now, keeping in mind, he had only known this person, I don't know, a month, um, if that, and he loaned him some money. Now, look, I we had separate bank accounts. I didn't control his money. I didn't try to control any of that. But if you're loaning people money, and we're talking, it was $500, that at least that's what I was told. It could have been 5,000 for all I know. I have no idea. But I don't think that's what you should be doing, right? I mean, certainly not with somebody that you hardly even know. Call me suspicious or whatever, but I don't think that's what you do. And again, in my ex's position, it probably wasn't such a good idea to be loaning the money. But anyway, he did. Of course, he didn't bother to tell me that. Uh, I had become so concerned about all of that whole thing, right? The constant talking about this individual and all that, because I had his PIN number on his phone, I went in and I looked. Well, they weren't hooking up at the Motel 6 or anything, but very flirtatious. This individual apparently got a motorcycle license and showed my ex the picture. And my ex was like, "Oh, you're a very handsome man. Golly gee, Beeve," and that kind of thing. And it was just, it was like, all of the things that I suspected were happening, right? I mean, we know when infidelity, even though that was, at least as far as I know, that was only an emotional infidelity thing, but they were getting too close, and I felt very uncomfortable. Just so you know, this was about 2022, I think. We had been together for 14 years by that point, or damn close to it. And I had never done anything like that. I didn't want to breach that trust. But you know what? I'm sorry. If you are breaching the trust with me, well, then you should anticipate my responding in kind. I don't like to be made a fool of, and I kind of feel that I was. But anyway, the flirting is what brought all of this to my attention. The closeness, it was just too much all of a sudden. Of course, I confronted that situation, and that didn't go so well, but who cares? I really don't care. I don't care. Uh, Flirting leads to a whole lot of other things. It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be done. I mean, I'm a guy and, right, good libido even today. And, but I just don't do that. I don't cross that line. I mean, my ex said to me one day, and I don't know when this was, within the, I don't know, the last 2 years, I would say, of the relationship. Well, I flirt with the guys at work all the time. And I'm thinking, this must be a craze that I'm unaware of. Gay men and straight men flirting with one another. Hello. I mean, I'm from a different time period, and that's kind of not what they did. And I mean, I work too, and I don't see gay men and straight men interacting with one another in that manner. But who knows? It's not something that I'm familiar with. It's hurtful. It's a level of disrespect for the person that you're with. I mean, you know, if you don't want to be with that person, then don't be. You're free to go. I mean, I said in a previous video, I didn't fall to my knees clutching his ankles. Oh, please, oh, please, please don't go. Please, goodbye, sayonara. You know, I've never been somebody who is willing to beg. I may not be a 10, I may not be worth a damn, but I'm not going to beg your ass to stay, okay? Ever. Not ever. If people are doing the flirting thing, it like I said, it oftentimes leads to other things. And it also makes the person on the other end of that flirting, the doting husband or the doting wife, the loyal and faithful partner at home, it makes them feel inadequate. It makes them feel suspicious. I mean, there's so many things that brings up, and it is not a good place to be in a relationship. And like I said, the intimacy thing was almost non-existent for about 2/3 of the relationship, or damn close to it. Is flirting part and parcel of that? I don't know. Maybe it is. I know that it's something that he was doing because he said it. I mean, I guess I should be, I don't know, thrilled that at least he told me the truth. But, who wants to hear that? I don't want to hear that. It's hurtful for sure. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it, is the truth of the matter. I mean, what can you do? I don't know what to do. If the person that you're with is doing that, how do you stop it? I don't know how to stop it. Smack them around? I mean, I don't know. What do you do? Have you had this experience? If so, what did you do to stop it, or were you even able to stop it? I mean, I don't know. I think that it speaks to your integrity and your decency and your loyalty and all of those things. Maybe I'm crazy, an old dinosaur, but that's just who I am. If you wouldn't do it in front of your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, if you wouldn't do it in front of them, you shouldn't be doing it at all, in my view. I didn't focus on that whole thing, even after he said it to me. I mean, again, I stored it back here, but I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to that because, I mean, Christ, you'll drive yourself crazy if you worry about every little thing that somebody is doing when they walk out the front door. But all it takes is that, and they're cheating. At a local hotel. Not that that's ever happened to me, of course, but you know, it just it's too crazy. I don't know. Hit me up in the comments if you've experienced this. It's not anything unusual that I'm aware of, and I've been scratching around on the planet for 63 years, so I'm aware of quite a few things. But uh, I don't know. I think there are some people who flirt and some people who don't. I'm one of the ones who don't. If I'm with somebody, then I'm loyal to them and I'm respectful of them. And I'm not looking for somebody else. I don't find it necessary to go and flirt with people because, again, flirting is a means by which you ultimately hook up with somebody, and just not what I'm into. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out to you. Nothing scientific here. I'm sure that there are plenty of stats about cheating and what it does to relationships. And are there signs that if you notice that your husband or wife is flirting today, is that a sign that your relationship is going to be over within 2 years or 3 years, whatever? There was something I was listening to. I don't know if it was a YouTube video or I read it or something, but they said if you're sitting and having a conversation with them and they start rolling their eyes like, oh my God, do I have to listen to this? That kind of thing, just that sort of dismissive shit that they sometimes do. Again, not that that's ever happened to me, but um, that when they do that, that you have about 2 years left of the relationship. And that was about right. So I don't know, pay attention to that if you're having conversations with your other half, because if they start doing that, and I don't know, again, I don't know that that's anything scientific, but that's what they were saying. I don't even know who they was, but there you go. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out to you. If you have any comments, hit me up down in the comments below. I appreciate you listening. If you are going through this, I hope that there's something that I say that will help you to think about things a little differently, or whatever. Don't do anything drastic. Don't act out in violence. I know you want to. I mean, the Carrie Underwood song, Before He Cheats, and what she does to that truck, boy. I know everybody wants to do that, but you can't. So maybe in a country music video you can, but yeah, don't act out in violence, and don't commit suicide or any of that. It's just not worth it, and they're not worth it. Like I said before, check box on piece of shit, because that's who they are. But anyway, have a good night. It was good talking to you. Take care, and I will talk to you soon.